It took me a while to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. I think I always had the skills and the ability and the gift. Being an artist wasn't necessarily what people did. And I was lucky enough, all the schools that I went to had either after-school programs or art programs. And I always worked with wood, but I always liked making things with my hands. I went to Yale for college, and I first started out doing sculpture and history. And I really didn't see how I was going to make a living as an artist. And so I really went into architecture, and that was really great in terms of learning about materials and working in a variety of scales. And so I really enjoy working more with my hands and also having that freedom and independence to be an artist.
More edits on one.
I always liked creatures, water creatures. I did an owl out of laminated wood, sort of light and dark shades. I think it was pine and fir. And really, they were sort of idealized pieces that I did about creatures that were probably very far from my existence. DC has a huge commitment to public art, which is really great. I'm doing a big piece in Chinatown, and it has an 85-foot long dragon on the crosswalk. And then we are putting the Chinese zodiac signs in between the regular crosswalk stripes. Then I'm working on some much smaller pieces for Dance Place. We got a grant with the DC Commission on the Arts and Humanities to do a turtle sprinkler, and then also doing a number of sort of fun bike racks that spell out art on 8th. And then I'll be making a metal bench out of steel pipes, galvanized pipes with different connections to look like the knobby knees of a giraffe. Unfortunately, the Chuck Brown project we submitted for but didn't get. The site plan and renderings are up there, and people like to see that. He's a huge city favorite, and I'm also proud of the piece. It was my first figurative sculpture that I did, and it does motivate me in some way to sort of say, you know, I'm not gonna put in that much time and not get the next one. What I try and do with my art is engage the community, you know, either on a historic basis or on a cultural basis. I have these, proposing these 2 large scarlet oak leaves to go at the entrance to Brookland at 12th and Rhode Island Avenue. The scarlet oak is the DC's state tree, and then there's also a cardinal perched on the leaf, and that represents the Catholic University right up the streets, the Cardinals. So I try and engage in a fun way, in a whimsical way. There's also a piece on a light pole, the Capitalosaurus chasing a Falcarius. And it's close to the Capitol, so it could be a political chase. It could be for the Falcarius being the lunch for the dinosaur. And then with the clay pieces, the clay, you know, I do clays for a number of reasons. One is that they're studies for larger wood carvings. It's a good way to do a study, and the oil-based clay retains its shape. But then the other clay figures you see, the Roosevelt sculpture, the Chuck Brown, they would be cast in bronze, and very few sculptors have their own bronze casting facilities. They're very expensive.
Cast iron, this is steel. Then I ground those smooth, and they give nice highlights, and they also filled in the holes. This is steel plate.
What I've realized is that the art engages people in so many more ways than being an architect did. What I like about the art is that you can bring color and delight and humor, and it's going to be there for a long time. And it's a way of relaxing people, getting people to engage. So it's been, it's a lot of fun now. It's probably more busy than some of my years as an architect, and it's really a lot of fun and what I want to spend the next 20 years doing. And every couple of months I take a slightly new direction, and I really enjoy that.